Hey buddy, we going for a ride? Yeah, we are heading out from Mountain Cove Vineyard, which is really amazing. Turns out it's the oldest winery in Virginia. Who knew? Little one-man operation. And we are driving up the road to head out from here back towards Waynesboro. We're gonna run a few errands and then we're gonna go on to Shenandoah National Park, which, have you ever been there? Never?
Yes.
Yes.
But just through it, really.
Yeah. I drove through as a kid, that doesn't count, and I hiked through on the AT where you see totally different things. So we're both excited to go and just explore for a few days. Man, I have to tell you, waking up this morning, rolling over, looking out the window and seeing the sunrise over these mountains was just absolutely incredible. So Andy's got a precious little bag in his hand. Hello. Tell us about what's in this bag.
It's the answer to all of our hopes and dreams.
Yes. We've been looking for the right parts for weeks to complete our water system, and we finally found them at Ace. And now...
In Waynesboro, Virginia.
Yes. And so now we can have water in the van. And are we happy about that?
Yes.
Yes, very happy. Thank you, Ace. We got all checked into our campsite earlier and hung out for a little bit, just exploring the park on paper before getting out. And now we are over by Big Meadows Wayside and Visitor Center. This is the Wayside right here. We're gonna get ready to go in there in a minute and have some ice cream. And I do not remember this meadow from my AT thru-hike. It's really something to see. It's huge. We wanted to see the exhibits in the Visitor Center, and we saw from an older publication that they were closed, I guess because of COVID. We were hoping that they'd be back open again, but they weren't. So that was kind of a disappointment. We're gonna console ourselves with some ice cream or a milkshake or something.
Or something.
Or something. We're a little happier. We've got blackberry milkshakes.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
What do you think about that milkshake?
It's pretty damn good.
It's pretty damn good. We just came down a hidden trail from the overlook there to see the point overlook. It's a very overgrown little trail, but wow, the view is worth it. Just sit on and enjoy the view. It's gorgeous. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening, so not really sunset time because it's still summer, but beautiful hazy view. We are out exploring this morning and just stopped at this overlook, and it's one where you can see towns down below. That might be 𝘼𝙗 or a general area. And I can't help but wonder what it might be like to live down there and see all these mountains every morning. Well, here's the answer to one of my questions, is how that community got built. These were families that were relocated from the park when they were in the process of acquiring land for the park. So there were a lot of families that had to move to make space for this beautiful place for everybody to enjoy. Just found a couple of pretty butterflies. There's also a big old caterpillar on the plant that they were munching on. Yeah, it's a popular plant today. We cruised up the road a bit, and now we are at the site of the Skyland Resort, which is one of the original resorts here in the park before it was a park. I think that these rooms may date back to quite a while ago. Maybe not the origins of the park, but a long time ago. All right, so I wasn't articulating that very well, but we just found a sign with information about the history of this area before the park was a park. All right, we took a couple side trails to explore, and we were looking for the Massanutten Lodge, which is one of the original buildings here. And we found it. It's hard to get directions, but the National Park Service app directed us here. Forrest is pulling really hard. He's gonna need some water. But yeah, it looks like maybe they don't want too many people to visit because they don't have it signed very well. It says in the app that it's open, but I don't really think it is because most things right now are closed. Yep. Cute little cottage. Sadly, as you get up close, you can see that it's in need of a lot of maintenance. There's big old wood shingles on the side. that seem to be deteriorating. The chimneys are all closed off, probably for good reason. I kind of need to see and kind of need to think about the history of this park. And these little gray plants look almost as old as the building. Andy said the flowers look petrified. Going past a bunch of cabins there, trying to find the trail back up to the lodge, and we stumbled across the AT. And now we're on the Blue Blaze going uphill towards the dining room near where we parked. And of course we're going uphill because anytime you go down, you must go up. Forrest doesn't know this. Forrest is going to be a very thirsty dog when we get back up to the top. Right, Forrest? We've come full circle and we're just about to emerge in the parking area where the van is. And it really wasn't that bad, but as we were stepping up, I noticed this shadow of a fern on a rock. And there was a photo that I didn't take on the AT, and I consistently kicked myself for it because I thought it was so beautiful. And I don't have any tattoos, but I think if I ever got one, it might be of something like this. So yeah, I don't know if that'll ever happen or not, but that's the plan. That and a lovely deer. Now we're back to the van. It's a little after 1, and there are some other couples over there having picnics, and we thought, what a wonderful idea. So here we are getting ready to make our lunch. Well, after lunch we decided to drive around a little bit, and we found the bottom side of the mountain. That's the mountain lodge. You can really see from this vantage point how much deferred maintenance there is. I think if this thing doesn't get some attention, it's going to end up just kind of falling into the ground, which is sad. And right next to the lodge, there's a few berries for the bears. So we decided, well, we're here to check out the views from some of these guest rooms, and look at this. Is that spectacular or what? All right, that's Skyland. Next stop is Journeyman Overlook. So we're getting ready to come up on Mary's Tunnel, which is near Mary's Rock Trailhead. And we thought we might do a short hike there, but we just read the description on the app, and it says it's about 3.5 miles and takes 3.5 hours to do. So we may not be doing that, especially when we're up. But the views here are beautiful from the car and the overlook, so that's nice. Yeah, we just pulled over and see the valley here to the east of the park. Further back, all you could see was just mountains and miles of trees, but here you can see some towns and a little bit of civilization. And what do you think?
Having fun.
Having fun? Yeah.
Beautiful up here.
It is beautiful. We were just saying that this is very much a hiking, backpacking kind of park. So much of what you want to see is off the road, even though the road itself is beautiful. But we are about 10 feet high, and this tunnel is 12 something, 12.3, 12.8. And we're going to go through it. Right, there's a tunnel right there. Gotta watch out for Andy sometimes. He's right over there. He's got a propensity to want to take photos from unique angles. He's got a very unique eye, which is awesome. But he also just wandered across the road, which makes me nervous. So anyway, we stopped before the tunnel so he could get a great shot, and then I will show you video as we go through. If you're into that sort of thing. Oh look, van. Andy's back in the car safely. And let's go through this tunnel. Check it out. Oh, this is pretty. This is our first. No, it's not our first tunnel in the van, is it?
It's our first, like, non-commercial small tunnel.
Small tunnel, non-commercial.
Well, that's not like on an interstate or something.
Our first old school tunnel. New adventures for Forrest. New adventures for the van. New adventures for us. And that's it. Wasn't that fun? This is the Signal Mountain overlook. beautiful. Hey, little dear. We're gonna walk on by. You just enjoy your dinner, okay? There's Mama over there. It's feeding time and the deer are out. And they're not shy. Andy saw, what, 6 of them?
6 before these two.
Yeah, just a minute ago. And we are walking up towards the picnic area here at Lewis Mountain. And hopefully we're gonna hear a talk from a ranger.
Somebody.
Or somebody on the history of the park, which should be fun. Forrest, where are we going? We're going up that road? We just came from our campground, which is literally right there. And the AT is literally right here. But we're gonna go up this old road up to the summit of Lewis Mountain. It's supposed to be a pretty short little walk. Just work out a few kinks this morning and then we're gonna go back and be lazy and do projects, I think. I think that's the plan. Is that the plan, Andy?
Yep.
We just passed the end of the road and we noticed some electric boxes. So I guess the road is there to provide electric or access to maintain the electric. But now we are on plain old trail. Forrest is excited to pull me uphill. And I'm just loving all these ferns. It's so pretty here. Oh, and while we're walking, I wanted to mention about the talk last night that we went to. It was a little bit of history of Shenandoah National Park and a lot of history of Lewis Mountain Campground, which was fascinating. When I stayed here before and heard that it had been the Negro campground, it just made me kind of sad, I guess, that there weren't equal facilities. And learning about the history and how the campground really became a gathering spot and a beautiful place and had an instrumental role in helping to desegregate the park was really actually uplifting in hearing the story. So we really enjoyed it. I don't know, Andy, what did you think?
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's the best part of history I've seen inside the park.
Yeah, and I tell you, it had to be the highlight of my trips being here so far. Just hearing about that. The ranger did an awesome job. There were lots of people there to hear what he had to say. And yeah, it was really cool. So I'm glad that we made time to do that. We going? Let me see. Oh, did Andy stop? Come on, bud. Let's go. Okay, so there's a blue lace there. So you think we're back on the trail that we were on? Yeah. So we came down the trail and we were looking for 360-degree views. We found a couple of little outcroppings where you could kind of see through the trees, but nothing as promised, not as advertised. So we looped around and we had some trouble finding the trail. And I think it looks like we were on a self-made trail, following a path some other people cut to turn this into a loop instead of a dead end. And we're back to the main trail. So I guess we're heading back to camp?
Yeah.
Okay. I had Forrest before, Andy's got him now, and he's turning him in circles. Anyway, that's kind of a bummer that we didn't get the views that we were hoping for, but still a nice little hike. And if we wanted to go further, we could take the AT up to the Bear Tree Trail and go to the summit of Bear Tree Mountain. But that's, I think, probably about 3 or 4 miles. And we're feeling pretty lazy today, so we're gonna head back and just chill out, do our punch list projects to keep getting the van more and more roadworthy, more and more comfortable. And that's what our day is gonna look like today. I don't know if you can see up ahead, just to the right of the trail, there's a whole flock of turkeys. And we're on the AT now. We decided to go ahead and just turn right and hike for a little bit around the campground. They're right over there through the trees. I'm trying to get a better view without scaring them. We're gonna go ahead and turn around here. Seems like a good landmark to change directions. And head on back to the camp. You're not shy. Just cruising around, having some dinner. Nope, crossing the road. Ladies. Is that the ranger's yelling at you again? He's telling you to get out of the way. Nothing like a good fire, especially on your last night in camp. Tomorrow we are heading out early. Right now Andy's making dinner. Forrest is hanging out. Forrest, what you doing? You hanging out? Yeah. He spent his whole day sleeping right here after we got back from hiking. He's a lazy boy. And we did laundry, we did some projects in the van. And now we're getting ready to chill. Sitting down with a little cocktail, so cheers. Well, my pretty little fire didn't last long, did it? I caught Andy getting ready for bed.
I still have a fire.
I have embers.
It's in your heart.
Aw. He's moving stuff around so that we can relax. We got dinner cooking and it's thunderstorming outside. So yeah, we're just hanging out in the van. I'm thankful for my van. I like my van, even though we have some finishing touches to do, like beside this door that's gonna be, looks like it should open in the middle, but it's gonna open from the top because I do weird stuff. Forrest, you ready for bed, buddy? You ready for bed? Can we leave you alone? Yeah, it's just one of those rainy nights. Snacks? The best. Honey roasted peanuts. All right, y'all have a good night. Well, good morning. It's a Sunday and we just left our campsite on time for once. And I told Andy he needed to pull over the next viewpoint because I saw this through the clouds or through the trees and it's just absolutely stunning. It is just so incredibly breathtaking. And the camera doesn't begin to do it justice. All right, we are moving on, heading towards
Gettysburg National Battlefield.
Exactly. We're gonna check that out. You've been there
As a kid.
as a kid. And I went with Mudbug. So Andy and I are gonna go back and pay our respects to all the souls who passed there and learn a little bit about history. So we're off. Definitely a bit of a foggy morning. We had a big storm last night. Came through right as we were getting the campfire going and ready for dinner. So that was a bit of a bummer, but we had a good time hanging out in the van.
What did we do in the van?
We played games. We played Exploding Kittens. That was fun. We've never played it before. We're learning. Alright, heading down to the park. We had a really nice time here. I'd love to come back. I had no backpack, hang out, nothing.